Welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Tonight we are going to be creating our recipe that is part of a collaboration between us and other ketogenic YouTubers. And this collaboration is all about picnic foods. So it's going to focus on foods that you can take on a picnic or a barbecue or potlucks, because the summer months are the seasons when we will be doing those kind of things. So tonight we are going to be making a mock apple crisp. So you will think that it's apple crisp because it will look and taste like apple crisp, but it's actually made with zucchini. So please come along with us and let's get started. So the reason why this mock apple crisp makes a good picnic or potluck barbecue style dish is because it can sit at room temperature for long periods of time because it doesn't have things like eggs and other things that would break down in the heat. So if you are going somewhere where it's going to be warm and things are going to be set out on picnic tables for people to consume, this is a safe dish for you to bring and leave out. That's why it makes a very good picnic dish. In fact, a lot of traditional apple crisp recipes that I looked up on some of your traditional recipe sites were actually called picnic apple crisp. So this is very good in keeping with our theme. And zucchini is very good in this dish because number one, it's generally plentiful, and probably many of you have already started your zucchini crops for the year and will harvest them in the fall. But it's plentiful and they're easy to find. And the thing about zucchini, and the reason that we use them in dishes like for zoodling, is they don't have much of a flavor, but they're very similar in texture and shape to, say, a Granny Smith apple, as you will see when we get into the demonstration part of the apple crisp. So they're very ideal for this dish. So to begin, we need to do two things. We need to take our 9x13-inch casserole and grease it. I have sprayed mine with coconut oil spray, and we're just gonna set that aside. And then we also should preheat our oven to 350 degrees. So I wanted to show you my cut up zucchini before I start adding the ingredients. It's crazy when they're peeled and sliced to look like apples. I mean, you would totally think these are Granny Smith apples. They look exactly like an apple, same texture and everything. So this is 6 cups of zucchini peeled and sliced. So to this, we are going to act just like these are apples, and so we are going to put some sweetener on there and also some acidic things and treat it just like you would a traditional crisp. So first of all, we need 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. And that's going to keep our apples a nice pretty color. And I am also going to add about 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And that's also going to contribute to creating some tartness that would be in traditional apples that we really aren't going to find in zucchini, so we have to add it. Spoon here, or semi-large spoon, and just kind of coat our pretend apples with the vinegars and the lemon juices to give us that nice tart taste that apples have. And then we need about 2/3 of a cup of sweetener. And I'm going to be using my monk fruit and erythritol blend for this. And of course, feel free to sweeten it however sweet you like things. And then we also need our traditional apple crisp apple pie seasonings. And so for me, that is going to be ground cinnamon, and I'm also going to put some nutmeg in it. I'm a big fan of nutmeg. So you can add as much as you want. I'm going to add quite a bit of cinnamon. Once again, this will be totally personal preference. I like things really spicy. I'm a spicy kind of gal. And I want to make sure that these all get well coated. And and that every bite has cinnamon in it. And then I'm also going to do some nutmeg, and I prefer to grate my nutmeg from the berries. But of course, you know, if you like nutmeg and you just want the sprinkle kind, awesome. But I like the fresh stuff. And it smells really good. Stir that all around. Smells like crisp. Okay, so we've got our mock apples thoroughly coated. We are going to put those in the bottom of our casserole dish, and then we'll come back to make the crisp. Okay, to start the crisp part of our recipe, I'm starting with my flours in a bowl. And this is a 1/2 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of coconut flour, and I put about 1/4 cup also of flaxseed meal. And this is just ground flaxseed, and you can, mine's from Walmart. It's in with the regular flours and things like that. And I just think that this is going to give it a nice, almost like oatmeal would in your traditional apple crisp recipe. So it would give it a nice hardiness, something to really stick to. And it's almost all fiber. It's got 4 grams of carbs and 4 grams of fiber, so it's basically nothing. And then to this, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of pecans chopped. And I did mine in my little mini food processor here, so they're nice even size. Then we're also going to add about 1/4 cup of sweetener to this. And I already have mine measured out. I'm just gonna pour that in. And once again, I'm using the erythritol blend for that. And then to our topping, we are also going to add just a little bit more cinnamon, just to incorporate that into our topping, that nice spicy taste. And then we're going to just kind of mix all of that around together. And then to make this into an actual topping, we need to cut in our butter. And I need 6 tablespoons of butter, and it needs to be very cold, and cut into cubes is best because we're going to cut this. And if you're not familiar what cutting is, it's an old-fashioned term for mixing the butter into the dry ingredients. And a lot of people will use a pastry blender or 2 forks, and I have both of those items, but I personally like to use my fingers because the warmth of my fingers will help melt the butter just a little bit to incorporate the flour, but won't make it too soft. And you want sandy consistency, just like if you were making biscuits. So we just want to cut it in until it's crumbly. And then when we get done doing this, we are going to sprinkle it over our zucchini in our casserole dish. And this is going to make a very traditional apple crisp, or mock apple crisp in this instance. And this butter is going to puff up when it hits the heat. It creates its own steam and joins with the flours to make a nice topping for our crisp. And you should be able to feel when it starts to get to the texture that you would like. It starts to look kind of sandy, I guess, is what you would call it. Like if you were at the beach and the sand was slightly damp. we are ready. So here we have our beautiful looking pretend apples, and we're just going to sprinkle this evenly over the top. If I don't let any escape on the side there. And we're gonna be baking this for about 45 to 50 minutes, depending on your oven. And towards the end, we're going to give it a nice broil, just to make sure that the top is nice and crispy. Okay, everything is nicely spread out. And we're gonna pop it in the oven, and we'll see you back here in about 50 minutes. This seriously is an apple. This went into the oven, a zucchini, but it came out an apple. I don't know how. I don't know what witchcraft this is, but it's really good. Very good. I want to see how this tastes to you. If you would be fooled by this mock apple crisp.
It smells good and it looks good. It looks like apple crisp.
The house smells like you made apple crisp.
Why are you trying to trick me?
I told you, they went into the oven zucchini and they came out apples. They knew they could become apples.
These
so
are
they
not
did.
Zucchini. This is not zucchini. This has to be apple. Actually, this is really good. Texture is a little bit different, but people wouldn't know.
Okay, so it's a win.
It's a win.
Okay.
Great
awesome.
job. It's a keeper.
We're so glad that you decided to join us tonight for this picnic collaboration and making our delicious mock apple crisp. We hope that you enjoy it as much as we do. Put a scoop of whipped cream on there or some ketogenic ice cream and go to town. So we hope that you will come back and see us again on CJ's Keto Kitchen and be a part of our ketogenic family. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we upload new content. We do recipes on Sundays generally, and we also have ketogenic conversations on Wednesday. And we would like to see you again, so please come on back. And we'll see you next time on CJ's Keto Kitchen. Bye.